do it. Right. Okay. Market's a little bit shaky right now. What's going on? Let's start with gold. Looked like it just had copper open there for a moment. Is trading modern gambling? If you don't know what you're doing, yes. Or if you don't have, I mean, trading is 100% gambling if you don't know for sure that you are going to win, right? Because if you don't know for sure you're going to win, you know for sure you're going to lose. You're not. Nobody's break even. There's no such thing as a break even trader. Doesn't exist. You're either losing money or making money. And I would also argue that unless you're making, 5% a month, you're gambling, right? Like if you're only making 2% a month, it's not worth your time. You're wasting your time and you're gambling your time, right? You're not gambling your money. You're gambling your time because you would make just as much by doing nothing and just buying Bitcoin and doing nothing. Okay. Gold took a shit. No, it did not. Not really. Not at all. No. You guys are hypersensitive and have no emotional awareness. Okay. This is not a shit after a nice pump. But that being said, is we should be cautious of what is happening, right? Markets are a bit down again today after a decent rally back up. Overall, like if you're looking at gold right now, all we saw yesterday, right, is we got in here, right, because we were failing these lows, okay, bouncing off a nice low level there. It's already tested, but it doesn't matter, right? And then they had to target for a new high. That's it. The next level up is that, right? This candle right here. So that's what they targeted. Okay. Super simple. So this is a rejection off of a pass-through level that is untested currently, right? So obviously they're going to sell off of it, okay? What is going to happen today? Well, you have these levels here, right? So we should bounce off that. If we lose these levels, it might be wise to get out, okay? Weekly time frame, nice candle on the weekly so far, right? And we can jump down to the hourlies and 4 hours. We can say, hey, we are losing this level, right? So there's a rejection. And we'll look at the hourly here. Lost this level here too. Yeah, it's lost, yeah. So looks like it's going to be a little bit further downside for the day, right? Which means they're going to test this level, okay? This is the level they're going to test. That's the next level down, okay? And they should hopefully be buying off that level. That's the level we want to hold support off of. How to find an edge in trading. I mean, there's a million ways. The thing you do is your first goal as a trader is to make money, okay? Not to find an edge. Your first goal as a trader is to make money. How do you make money? You buy and hold and do nothing, okay? The great thing about buying and holding and doing nothing, it allows you to also learn how to sit on your hands, okay? So when you're practicing, what you do is you just keep buying, holding, doing nothing. Buying, holding, doing nothing, okay? And then your second step is to find a spot that is a good spot to be buying, okay? So when you're, and we're going to break this down like super simple shit, okay? So let's say, for an example, let's just look at gold on the I'm gonna put on a different chart for gold so it's a little bit cleaner, okay? This is how you develop as a trader from nothing, okay? So your first step
Bitcoin
is you want to find something to buy and hold and do nothing, right? So gold, for example, okay? So in the case, okay, you just start buying, right? And you just keep buying, right? Whenever you get a paycheck or whatever, right? You just keep buying. And that's how you average into gold, and you guarantee you're going to make money, okay? You will make money for sure because it will go up, right?
example Bitcoin.
Yeah, I can talk Bitcoin later. Oh, you want me to do the example on Bitcoin? Okay. Yeah, we can do the example on Bitcoin, okay? Sure. Bitcoin might be an easier example, right? Let's go to a cleaner Bitcoin chart, okay? Bitstamp, sure. Okay. So let's say that again. So this is, I know what you're doing, Maven Shorts, okay? I get it. So let's say you are getting into Bitcoin, you're getting into crypto, and you want to learn how to be a trader, okay? Your first step is just start buying Bitcoin, okay? So you maybe you bought here, right? Or, you know, even if, let's say you bought like late and you started buying, you got into Bitcoin kind of late, right? And you buy every paycheck or once a month or whatever, and you just keep buying, right? And you're buying, right? Again. Okay, so now your average price, you know, somewhere around here, okay? So you are in drawdown right now, right? And you're not beating the market, obviously, right? Because the market's been down, okay? But eventually this will go up and you will make money. And that's how you first start as a trader, because you will learn how to sit on your hands. You'll learn how to sit in drawdown. You'll learn how to not panic sell when it comes down, okay? And eventually you will make money, okay? The next step is to find opportunities that are safest to buy, okay? And this is how you beat the market and have consistent profit, okay? Is what do we learn in trading? Buy low, sell high, okay? So right now, all I want you to focus on is buy low, because sell high is 50% more difficult because it's 2 times as much work, okay? So if we're buying and holding, all we want to do is find optimal places to buy, and you will beat the market. You will beat the market by simply doing this, okay? So let's say you started checking into Bitcoin here, right? And you're like, okay, Bitcoin here is, I'm going to do my first buy, okay? And then you're going to say, hey, it pumped up. So I just got my next paycheck. Should I buy now? No, because it just pumped up. You sell high, right? We only buy low. Okay, so it retraced. So we're going to skip this one and we're not going to buy, but we'll have cash ready. And then boom, it dumped down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to buy. I'm not going to think about how much it dumped down, but it dumped down like a little bit. So I'm going to buy. Okay. And then the next paycheck comes and you're like, oh, I could buy more. But no, I'm not going to, because it's pumping right now. And then guess what? There's another paycheck that comes and it pumped up even more. And you're like, no, I'm not going to buy again because it pumped up and I'm waiting for a low so I can buy. Okay, so now I have 2 paychecks just pending. Okay, look at this. Now I'm going to route this paycheck. It just dumped. I'm going to route this paycheck here. And guess what? You just beat the market by that much. Ding, right? And then this next one, you also wait and you say, hey, I'm going to push it down here, right? And I'm going to wait for it to dump again. And I'm going to use that paycheck now and buy here. Ding, you just beat the market again, right? By buying lower. So you just have 2 opportunities, right? So I'm going to buy here and I'm going to buy here, right? And guess what? You just got another paycheck because it's been another month. So what are you going to do with that paycheck? You're going to wait till it dumps again. Or if it pumps, we're going to wait till it dumps here. And then you're going to buy again. Okay. So instead of buying the first opportunity where you're like, I bought all these highs, right? All of these get routed to lower prices. So now you've just beaten the market. And then you just keep holding. That's how you create an edge. That is literally an edge. You've just beaten the market. The next step is to sell high now. Okay? Now this is difficult because what if it just keeps going? This is the more difficult part because a high is harder to sell than a buy is to buy. You know? Low is to buy, right? So let's say you bought here, right? And then it pumped up. Should you sell right away? Probably not, because you only have like maybe one order in, right? But then you bought here, right? So now you have two, right? So now it pumps up and you're like, okay, I'm going to sell off half of it, right? Because it just pumped up a bunch. Okay, and you don't even really need to be very accurate with this. You just know that, hey, I just made a bunch of money and I de-risked, and now I have, remember, you had more of these paychecks coming in up here, right? And you sold more, so now you have like 3 opportunities to buy. So when it comes back down, right, which it will, you will buy doubly as much here. So you've just profited all of this twice now, okay? And guess what? You're now even more beating the market. And then down here, you're going to doubly buy up again, right? And you're beating the market. Because what do we know about markets? They don't go straight up. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Look at gold. Even something like gold. Where's my... Here, even this one. Like, even this, which is fucking parabolic, which, okay, so here's the thing. This is the most extreme example of where you're going to leave money on the table. Is let's say you bought gold, right? And then it pumped up and you sold, right? Just for an example. And then it kept going, right? With no pullbacks. And then when it does finally pull back, right, it's you buying up here, okay? So you're losing to the market, okay? You've lost to the market because you've sold too early, okay? This is where the selling part is the more difficult, right? Because you have to keep these into consideration. But you've forgotten something. When you sell, you now have this margin to put somewhere else, okay? So if I sold here in June on gold, well, maybe I could have bought Bitcoin here and then had that rally because that's a sell-off, right? So you're not losing still because that margin can be used elsewhere. What's the biggest mindset shift that turned you from a losing trader into a profitable trader? Not wanting money. And I know that's going to be impossible for most of you to be able to grasp. I don't care what happens in the market. I am completely indifferent at all times, no matter what. That is the only way. That is the only way that you will become a very good trader, is by not caring in the slightest, but doing this for fun, right? Okay, so let's look at some of the charts. Bitcoin's coming up. I don't really trust it, right? You know, I told you yesterday that there's a good chance they reject off this area, right? And they might. We'll see how it goes. If it comes up, I'm still not changing my opinion yet. It could easily come up to high 70s before coming down to the 50Ks, right? Still something like this, right? Gold, we just kind of looked at gold. We said, hey, I'm not ready to sell yet, but it should come down a little bit more. The silver and copper, though, let's look at those. What did we say on silver? Yesterday, somebody asked, hey, what if it rejects right here? Well, then it's going to reject, right? We literally said this yesterday. It was going to come down here. They're going to buy it up again and then go, okay? Many of these things can all be true at once, and that's what it displays. Let's look at copper. Copper is kind of losing. Copper doesn't look nearly as good. I do want to be holding copper just because it looks like this long-term play on copper looks fine. I have a copper company here that we're invested in. And it might come back down. I'm just looking at the charts here. This copper trade could easily come back down to my starting position. So we might want to sell off some of that, honestly. I'm gonna get out half of that position just because they're rejecting off of something here. Sell off half of it just in case it comes back down. We'll add more. Perfectly fine. I just want to take some profits off that to ensure. What else we have got going here? Coinbase. We're fine on Coinbase right now. Let that run further. What's good? Have you watched NQ? I wanted to scalp it for a bit lower. Let's look at the NQ. I mean, I'm long on the NQ. So we talked about this yesterday as well. Oh, I'm a bit sleepy still today, boys, so not crazy energy. It's been a couple busy days. Okay, NQ. We talked about NQ the other day and that they have to hold this level, right? Reason being is this is the level that brought us to the all-time high, right? They have to hold that level, right? If they lose the level, then we're in a bear market, basically, right? Kind of already in a bear market in like by a different definition, I suppose. Monthly failed to gain. So like 2 months ago, we technically kind of, my opinion of a bear market is the next direction on the monthly candles. That's what I consider a bear market. So like this is a bear market to me, like February of 2025, right? I would have been able to short this, right, last year. And then this is all still bullish. Bear market would have been, you would have lost this level, so that would have been a bear market there back in February 2022, right? So you can see when you're using the monthly candles, you know pretty quick when things are bear markets. I'm going to just show you like NQ, the real NQ here, right? Like none of this, like over here, that's perfectly fine to be bullish still. It's just when you fail, right? You fail or you lose, you know, your structure on the higher time frames, right? So this would have been a really weird one. This would have been some sort of weird thing, right? But like I probably would have considered, honestly, I would have considered this a bear market. It was like a month-long bear market, but like, you know, same with this one, bear market. They're super short-lived, right? That's my opinion though, right? And that way you can be out of anything that's possibly self-destructive, right? And that's the most major goal with trading, is just don't be holding during the ultra self-destructive times, right? And you know, I guess technically, in my opinion, we're in a bear market for Nasdaq right now. But that being said, I'm still on a small long, right? Just because I think there's a decent chance this comes up, but we can watch off these levels, right? Like this, I guess this is a failure. Actually, you know what? That's a failure on the daily. Let's get out of the QQQ. Fuck it. I don't want this. I don't want this. $30. We are gonna take a couple. We're gonna count data. We're gonna count a couple of those trades because that QQQ trade technically was a decent trade. We just didn't have any size on it. Let's go here, right? And then also the copper trade. Copper trade technically is a winner now because we can't lose. So we'll put 2 more winners here. There you go. C606 breaking. I mean, we're literally at 606, so I don't know what you're talking about. How many positions I have? I don't know, like 10 or so. People are probably interested in oil. We definitely told you exactly what was going to happen on oil yesterday. So I'm going to go to WTI, and it did exactly what we said. Like when is it not literally the exact thing we say, dude? Right? Okay. So yesterday we said that this level, if it bounced off of it, we would be going for that new high, right? Now we failed it when I was doing the stream, so I was like, I'm not going to be buying because it's too high risk for me. Okay, I'm still going to hold my oil, right? And then if it regains this zone, remember we drew that line. What it would do is come back, retest it, and then go. All right. So what's it doing now? So this is your opportunity if you want to get into oil. It's a good time to get into oil, right? You could be longing this. Okay. Now my issue is I want to still be watching these dailies just in case it comes back down here, right? I don't really like trading these smaller hourly time frames for something that's so impulsive like this, okay? I'm already in oil. What do you think about profit compounding? I think that's what trading is. Like I don't understand the question. I think that's ridiculous that you even asked that question. What do you profit comp? That's what the whole point of trading is, to compound profit. Anyways, you could be buying oil somewhere in here, right? Like we said yesterday, anywhere in here would have been okay, right? The only issue is I want to be careful in case it comes down here, okay? So if you're looking for a trade, that's okay. That's still a fine trade in my mind. You'd be shooting for new highs here or whatever, right? And you'd be watching if things do come down. I'm already in oil, though. I would like more. I would just prefer something a little bit cleaner on the dailies, I suppose, right? The high time frame requires the patience of Buddha. I mean, what else are you gonna do, dude? here's the reality, though. If you can make money on the high time frame, you have the rest of the day to go make money elsewhere. So if you want to make the most, like, let's assume for an example that I make more money day trading, which the fact is it performs worse for me. I'm sure some people do better, but I actually am making more money swing trading, okay? But let's say the example is I can make more money if I sit there all day and day trade. Okay? And let's say it's double the amount. Okay? So let's say I got a 10K account, which is a decent account starting size, okay? Right? And I'm making 20% per month day trading, and I'm only making, so here, we're going to go 20% day trading, right? And we're going to do 10% on swing trading. Let's say you make double the amount from day trading, okay? Or like, you know, positional trading or something that's lower amount of your time, okay? It doesn't have to, like, it could just be I take one trade per day. That could be counted as a swing trade, I suppose, right? But like day trading and scalping or whatever, let's say you do make double the amount and you make 20% per month, okay? It's like 1% per day, which is very high, okay? Incredibly high. Here's the thing. I got a 10K account, right? 10K. So here I would make 2 grand, and here I would make 1 grand, okay? But the difference is I'm spending, let's say I'm spending 1 hour a day here, and I'm spending 6 hours a day here, okay? So you have an extra 5 hours is the difference per day to make an extra 1 grand, right? It's not worth it. 5 extra hours, right? Whereas like if you had any other job, right? Let's just say any like for where I live, any minimum wage job, you would make like $100 a day, okay? On 5 hours, I think. What is that, like $20 an hour? I'm pretty sure I think that's minimum wage here. $20 an hour is like if you were making absolute terrible money and you made an extra $100 a day, you have 20 days of working, right? That's an extra 2 grand right in here. So you'd be making more money swing trading with a 10K account. So you'd have 3 grand, right? 3,000 working the same number of hours versus 2,000 working the same number of hours, right? If you started with 10 grand. Now, at what point does the day trading side become more profitable, right? Well, you'd have to probably have like, I don't know, 50K or something like that. You'd have to have a pretty big account, right? So if you can do that for a couple years, your account gets to 50, 100K, whatever, I'm sure it makes more sense to day trade. But this is what I'm advising all you guys is like, it makes no sense to start day trading because you for sure, with a guarantee, 100% honesty in my heart, you make more money swing trading and then doing something else on the side, right? And then also on top of that, day trading is more stressful. And you actually don't make more money. You make less money. The statistics say that day traders make less money than swing traders because there's more commissions and you're higher stress, right? I have a swing trading strat, back testing for next 2-3 months. Good. Day trading is like being a crackhead without the crack. I'm sure it's much less damaging, bro. But I suspect it's a very similar feeling, dude. What else is moving here? Anything moving of interest? Apple's still kind of like, nothing's doing much right now, eh? Let's buy some more Exxon, maybe. I don't know. That weekly candle is pretty nice, so I might buy a couple more Exxon. And if it does come down, then we'll just get out, right? But this could potentially blast. So like that's a nice weekly candle on Exxon. So I'll just hold a couple. There you go, 5. Sure. If it goes up, great. Problem with day trading strats is over time they eventually stop working. I mean, it's not true. The reason why you think they stop, like, people talk about alpha decay, right? So there's two things you could be talking about right now with day trading strats not working anymore, right? One is alpha decay. Alpha decay is the theory that your idea will slowly stop working over time as more people adopt it, right? But for that to make sense, like, you would need to have a large majority share of what's going on in the market, right? If like some basically like something like ICT sort of concepts, patterns and figures, trend lines, things like this, a large number of like something common that a lot of people have heard of can have alpha decay, right? So if you're trading ICT, well, guess what? You've already been alpha decayed out. It doesn't work anymore. It could have worked in the past, right? So unless you make some sort of variation off of that, but the ICT concepts itself don't work because everyone uses them, right? It cannot work, right? So alpha decay is only a problem if something's been around for like decades, right? It doesn't decay over the next couple years. If you find something that works right now, it's going to work for sure forever. The other thing you could be talking about, not forever, but like for your trading career, basically, right? So like dumb money concepts, for example, and by the time this comes popular, it's going to be a decade later, and I'm going to have made shitloads of money, right? So it won't matter anymore. And even if it starts making less money in a decade, well, it's still going to make a little bit of money, and I'm still going to have a ton of money in the market, right? So that little bit of money is still going to be doing me well. So maybe it'll take me 10, 15, 20 years, right? And then I'll be retired. So it won't matter anymore, right? So alpha decay is something that takes decades. But if you're talking about, hey, like my strategy worked last month and now it doesn't, or like my strategy worked last year and now it doesn't, well, that's just because the markets are different and your strategy never worked to begin with, right? Like anyone can go into Bitcoin and be like, I buy trend lines and then it goes up. And then 2 years later, when Bitcoin's going down, it doesn't work anymore because it's going down, right? Or let's say somebody uses moving averages and then Bitcoin goes sideways for a year, right? Or remember when it went sideways for a year back here, or remember when it went sideways for a year back here, right? Didn't work anymore, right? Because they're using moving averages, and moving averages are only for trending markets, right? So your strategy doesn't work at all, right? So if you're talking about strategies stop working, it's because they never worked to begin with. You're not beating the market.
Any base strategy with own pattern and rules.
I wonder if ICT is really working in real time. It's not. It doesn't work. I can tell you I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons why ICT doesn't work, okay? I've been doing this for 14 years. I own one of the largest prop firms in the world. I've seen all of the data and I've practiced it in my own experimental testing, and I know traders as well that have traded ICT, okay? This is all of my findings with ICT. The number one thing that I know it doesn't work is because there's a divergence between the number of interviews I do and the percentage of traders who claim to trade ICT, right? So meaning I interview all of the profitable traders that make a large amount of money on Maven, okay? And of the percentage of people who trade ICT, which is like 60, 70, 80% of people, that should then correlate to the number of interviews I take, right? So if ICT worked on average compared to just random trading, right? If it worked equal to random trading, it would be the same percentage of traders who trade ICT. So I would be like 60-70% of my interviews would be ICT. Guess what? It's not. It's like 20-30%. Okay. So that means ICT is so far inferior than random trading. Okay. Because random traders take payouts as well. Right. And randomly I will get people who take large payouts. Okay. So by data, by that definition in itself, ICT is by far worse than random betting. By far worse, like extremely worse than random betting. Okay. It can still work though. Okay. Here's the other part is I tried trading ICT, didn't work for me. I've been doing this for over a decade. Okay. Didn't work for me. The other fact is alpha decay in itself is if everyone is trading ICT and everyone is losing, right? That can't possibly work. That doesn't make sense. It's impossible for both things to be true at once. Okay. So I've just given you 3 proofs of how ICT does not work. I'm going to give you one more. ICT has never even ranked in the Robbins Cup despite claiming he's going to win it every year for the past 20 years. Okay. So there's a bunch of examples there. Okay. ICT works, yes. It does not. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. ICT, all of his concepts, you can use them as a basis to create something for yourself. Terminologies, whatever, right? Man keeps trashing ICT. Yeah, I mean, because I know for certain it doesn't work. Right? And I'm honestly trying to help you guys. Like, go ahead. Did I win the Robbins Cup? I've never tried to do it because I'm not a fucking retard. Right? I'm not going to try to win the Robbins Cup and claim something that's a lie, right? Like, do you not see the contradiction here? If ICT is openly lying to you, right, saying that he can trade profitably and he's going to win the Robbins Cup or he's going to rank in the Robbins Cup every year for the last 20 years, and then never does it, and then claims that he never tried, right, is he not lying to you, right? If somebody's lying to you in one thing, do you not think they're also lying to you in other things, right? That's my point. Not the point that, like, hey, I understand Robbins Cup is incredibly difficult and it's a huge challenge. Like, I can't win it, obviously, right? I don't expect him to win it, but I expect him to be cordial and not make shit up, right? So if somebody's making shit up, then they're lying to you. So it's just 4 massive examples.
Why are people debating with an Ono with the evidence to back his claim?
I know, it's hilarious, right? I can see with real data, I know for sure ICT doesn't work. And that's your struggle as a trader, is you keep learning all these things, and the only way you will ever become profitable is by doing something that is not what other people are doing. I get your point, but the fact is it works for some guys like every other concept. Yes, and I would agree with you. It works for some people. But if I smashed my face against the keyboard every day for 100 days, how likely do you think it is for me to be a profitable trader? Pretty low, right? But if there's 1,000 people that did the same thing, how likely do you think that some of them would be a profitable trader? Guaranteed. Right? I wonder if we can ask ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT. Let's just throw an example on ChatGPT here for you guys, okay? So if for example,
People should look up bell curve and how random people can win.
If for example, like random trading has like a 49 profitability, right? Like you're basically just getting commissioned out. If you just click buy, sell randomly, right? You would win 40%, 49% of the time, right? Because you're slowly getting commissioned out. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone, okay? So let's just say, let's just give an example of like if there was 1,000 people, right? How many of them would be profitable, right? If they have a 49% win rate, right? After 100 trades, okay? So this is random trading. I honestly don't know the answer of this. So let's look at it. Okay. So here's a distribution. Expected losses, 51. Okay. So here you go. So absolute random trading means that out of 1,000 traders, so 40% of them will be profitable. Okay. Break even is 0.8, and then 54% whatever are losing. Okay. So that seems pretty awesome, right? Imagine random traders taking 100 trades, right? And 100 trades is like a few months of trading, okay? Right. So 40% of people taking random trades are profitable after a few months of trading, right? 40%. What percentage of ICT traders are profitable? Okay. So let's do another one. What if the win rate was 30%? Okay. Let's do it again if the win rate is 30%. So this is a losing system guaranteed. Okay. This is a very unprofitable system. Extremely unprofitable system, right? So, okay, cool. Nobody would win. Everyone would lose. I don't know the numbers here. And everyone would lose after 100 trades. But that is an incredibly unprofitable system, right? Let's try one in between, okay? What about 40% win rate, right? Let's see what that is. Okay. So you're looking at a small portion of people with a for sure, this is what I'm trying to show you guys. This is a for sure unprofitable system. You are losing money for sure. But of that, you've got like a few percentage of people who make money. This is that 5% that they talk about, right? Of traders making money, right? And this is everyone losing for certainty, right? I need to reiterate that. This is everyone losing for certainty. Everyone is for sure losing. And you've got 2% of traders that are making money, that seem to be making money, right? Subscribed. You're welcome, brother. Like, does this not make sense to you? Zoom in, can't see. I mean, you can't really zoom in, I guess. Maybe I can I? I don't know. I don't know how to zoom in, bro. I don't know how. Sorry. I don't know how to zoom in. Anyways, hopefully you could have heard what I'm saying, right? It's like,
Can you explain daily trailing drawdown?
Date trailing drawdown on the end of the day. It's just whatever the end of the day ends on. The drawdown resets. That's all. I'll say that again, right? Like we're gonna reiterate this, okay? If everyone in the world loses trading a system, right? 40% win rate with 1 hour. This is a system that loses with certainty. 2% of them after 3 months will have made money. 3 months of trading. Guess what? You go to sell your course now. Right? So it works for some people. But this is worse than randomly clicking on the chart. So randomly clicking is 49%, right? So remember, if there's zero edge and it doesn't work, right? Remember, if you scroll back and it doesn't work, and we know it doesn't work, and you are randomly pushing buttons, 40% of you are going to make money after 3 months. So let's go back and let's go, hey, what about 1,000 people, 1,000 trades each, 1,000. So we're going to do 10 times as much. So this is actually after maybe a year, 6 months to a year of trading. This is a very long time to be trading, okay? This is what people show for their proof, right? 1,000 trades each, and then 49% win rate, right? So this is random trading after a year, okay? Let's see. I'm curious. 25% of people after a year, dude. 25% of people after a year randomly clicking buttons will have made money. It doesn't work, dude. Maven doesn't have a consistency rule. No, sorry. You said Maven has some issues with the consistency rule. There's no consistency rule. No, only on the instant. So just don't trade instant if you don't like consistency. Instant funding is for people who don't want to do a challenge, right? That's it. That's all. If you don't want consistency, then don't trade instant. That's how the game goes, dude. Right? That's how the game goes. If you want things instantly, you have to do different rules. It's, you know, fucking nobody's gonna. Bro, he uses the same marketing strategy to get big. He pisses people. Who pisses people off? You're doing the same thing. Who does the same marketing strategy? What's the best concepts in your opinion? Dumb money concepts, of course, right? You know why? Because everyone who trades it makes money. Everyone, like not everyone, because you might be new at it, but if you learn it, like even the chat can back me up. Anyone trading, like give me go in the chat, and we're gonna see here in the YouTube chat. Anyone who's traded dumb money concepts, right? Give me a 1 if it's working, and a 2 if it's not working. And let's see. There's a 1, there's a 1. I'm going to read them out. I don't know how many people we have that are currently trading on dumb money concepts. So we're just going to give you a percentage here, right? So anyone who's tried dumb money concepts and it works with certainty, give me a 1, and a 2 if it doesn't work. There's another 1, there's another 1. There's 4 ones. Now, obviously, the sample size is not great, but we're going to see if we can get a couple more people. Hopefully, maybe I should ask the Discord. Should we ask the Discord? There's another 1.
Recently started DMC testing on paper trading, and it far easier and profitable.
I'm going to take that as another 1 as well. So let's go in Discord, and anyone, I guess if this is a clip or something, you go to the announcement here. Everyone, if you've tried DMC, does it work? Right? One, yeah, or we'll just do yes or no. We'll just do yes / no, okay? We'll just do this. And then you can see yes, and I'm going to put no so that people can just click, okay? So this vote, these votes don't count, okay? So we'll see, all right? So ICT is the same as AMD. Only trade supply and demand, but I heard AMD. Anything, and most things that you, like 7 ones, like 7 yeses, like this is, look at this. Bro. Like I don't have to, I don't like, this is a strategy that works, right? Because in what odds are, you know, it's 100% right now. 100% of people who have tried this are making money. That's how you know a strategy works. Not 25%. 25% of people using a strategy making money means it doesn't work. It has to be more than 50%. It has to be more than 50% for it to work. Okay? Let's look at the charts. Anything going on in the charts? Markets are pretty freaking boring lately, eh? That's why we just rant. I've never found a strategy where you sit on your ass looking at the chart and the concepts are pretty much always respected. There you go, bro. It's because it's something that works 100% of the time. This is how the market works. And the only way you're going to make money is if you find a system that works always, right? Because you are the mistake.
Someone sent mystery gift for Jules.
Mystery gift for Jules. What does that mean? YouTube. 1 sec. Nice. What does that mean? Somebody sent a gift or something?
If you're from Canada and you have over $10,000 of debt, credit cards, payday loans,
gift?
lines of credit that you can't pay.
What does that mean, bro?
If you're from Canada and you have over $10,000 of debt, credit cards, payday loans, lines of credit that you can't pay.
I don't know what that means. Okay, let's bring this back up. We got more votes? Look. 100% of people. 100% of people who trade DMC make money. I should unvote my no, right? I should remove this because my vote is yes. I'll post that to Twitter or something. I see. Seems I missed the class. Please, what strategy? It's called Dumb Money Concepts. Follow it on my channel, bro. It works for always. Okay. DMC would definitely work. Haven't tried it though. Yeah. What is your RR should you target with strategy? Anywhere between 0.5 and 2.
It's on Portrait Live Chat.
Oh, portrait live chat. There's a different live chat for portrait. 1 second. Yeah, I don't. Oh, that must be okay. GIFs must be like a portrait thing, hey? How do I do this? Your RR should you target with strategy? Anywhere between 0.5
Meow
and
meow.
2.
Meow
It's
meow.
on Portrait Live Chat.
Oh, portrait live chat. There's a different. Oh, look at this. What is this? Girl power. What does that mean? Mystery gift.
Meow meow
Yeah,
meow.
oh, that must be okay. Gifts must be like a portrait
Jewels.
thing.
What are jewels, bro? Let's check out what jewels are. I think it's I think you're sending me money or something. Meow meow. Meow meow. Gifts.
Oh, look at this. What is this? Girl power. What does that mean? Mystery gift.
Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Supers and gifts.
Jewels.
Nice.
What are jewels?
I don't know, bro.
Let's check out what jewels are. I think it's.
I don't know what jewels do,
Sending me money or something.
but I like it. It's pretty sweet.
Thank you for the whatever. I'm new here. How can I grasp of DMC concept? What it's about? Just watch. Join the Discord. Watch the YouTube videos in there. And you'll learn, bro. If I want to learn where market liquidity is flowing and determine if a strategy is actually effective, is it enough to just see if it's popular and widely followed by others? If it's popular, it doesn't work. Okay, that's a good good rule of thumb. DMC is not popular, right? What would be a definition of popular? I suppose. Okay, is here's the thing. If I go on YouTube,
Meow meow meow. Meow meow.
my cat's meowing. That's not just me meowing. Okay. If I go on YouTube and I type in ICT, okay. Look at this. ICT has 2 million followers. 41K people watching him trade today. Right? This guy's course has one video, has 100,000 views on ICT. This one's got 700,000 views. This one's got 400,000 views. This one's got 1.8 million views. Right? So when I scroll through here and I just typed in the strategy name, I can see maybe on the homepage, I don't know, fucking just on this first homepage with the first few videos, maybe 3-4 million views, okay? On this strategy, just in a few videos, okay? Trend line strategy. Let's look here. This one's got 600K views, 700K views, 1.4 million views. That's Tory Trades, of course, right? Again, same sort of thing. A few million views total in the first few videos, okay? Few million views. RSI trading strategy. Let's look at this, okay? 500K views, 500K views, 100K, 500K. Again, wow. 1.2, like few million views, okay? If the view count in the first few videos is multiple millions, it is overpopulated, okay? Let's go something less popular. Order flow strategy, okay? Let's just see here. 50K views, 100K views, 300K views. Okay, we're getting a little bit less, but still I'm looking at maybe the first few videos are about 1 million, okay? Let's go DMC strategy, okay? 27K views. DMC trading, oh man. Somebody made a video. Look at this. This is me again. We're looking at 30K views. Okay, so total, I am the only person that trades this, first of all. Minus a couple, maybe other people. And total, there might be 100K views total. Right? So you've got like 1/20th of the population trading this, right? Search volume, super low, right? Nobody gives a fuck about this, right? So you can see nobody trades this compared, right? And even order flow is a pretty small kind of strategy. What's another small strategy? Like candle range theory, maybe? Strategy? This is a smaller one, right? 400K views, right? Like you're getting in the hundreds of Ks per video. So this is getting pretty popular again too. Right? So maybe this one's okay, I don't know, but it's pretty popular, right? And as you grow with your trading style, this one's ICT, then it has to work less because the market has to abuse the average trader. Maven is the best prop firm I've ever used. You're the best. Hey, thank you, buddy. I mean, the other way to figure out if something works is just go look, right? Like if you go and look, right? Is DMC working for you? Right? You have 100% of people working for DMC, right? I wonder if we can go. What about ICT? Right? Yes or no? Yeah. Let's do this also. Yes or no? I'm gonna put a no for myself because it didn't work for me. We'll see. We'll see if more people click on. So I'm sure there'll be some people that says yes though. I'm sure some people will say yes. And then by definition, we've just proved what exactly the situation is because it will work for some people. How candle wicks can you say which direction to trade better now? You need candle wick. I mean, the wicks just passing levels is all. Failures to gain is all you need. Giveaway time. Yeah, let's do a giveaway, bro. Giveaway. And then I might wrap it up. I got a bunch of interviews from Maven today, so spin the wheel. Let's go plus DMC. Clear participants to enter. Just type in plus DMC to enter, okay? 20K mini from Maven is what the prize is. It's not working. It's not working for anyone. Where do I trade? Either on Maven or Futures account. Futures personal account is Interactive Brokers. Much love and respect. You're welcome, brother. We stream every day on the noon hour, okay? If you're subscribed, you get 3 times the entries, okay? If you're subscribed to me on YouTube and you type in plus DMC on YouTube, you get 3 entries, okay? Fuck it, let's make it more. You get five entries if you're subscribed on YouTube. Should I allow Kick too? I don't know. Just YouTube. If you're subscribed, you get 5 times the entries for the 20K account.
Bro, check Discord.
Check Discord. What's going on? Nobody challenging ICT. Bro. Fucking clip this, okay? We'll be like, I don't know what I want to say right now though. I don't know what I want to say here, but like obviously the community's not really popular here, but 100% of people who trade DMC are making money, and nobody in this community has been able to make ICT work, right? So everyone who has been a victim of ICT, come flock to the Discord, type Discord in the comment of whatever clip this is, right? And I'm going to send you the link to the Discord and you come learn and get saved from ICT. And I can challenge ICT. If ICT wants to take a trading challenge, I can prove to him, and we could do a trade off if he's down, right? I could out trade any ICT trader. You go ahead and you can tag your fucking favorite gurus, because I know ICT is not going to take me up on it, but I could out trade any single ICT guru in the entire world. Fucking tag them wherever, I don't know. Not a single person in this Discord has been able to make ICT work. Okay, we're going to spin this. 20K Maven account. Nice. Ruchika Argwal. Congrats, bro. Open up a ticket with Maven. You'll get a 20K mini account, okay? Anyone else who wants to try trading, you can jump over to Maven, okay? Maven's the cheapest accounts in the world. Never denied a payout in 3 years now, so check it out, please. Give us a subscribe. Let's check back on the Discord. This is funny. Let's look at here. If people had some charts they wanted me to review, let's look. Apparently 7RR is retarded on stream. Fuck me then. Yeah. I mean no, do what you want, bro. But like what was retarded about this chart was I can't see it. So I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah. But great work otherwise, right? You don't really need to target 7, because what you can do is take a trade, guarantee the win, and then take another trade, right? That's what I prefer, but anyways, boys, take care. See you tomorrow.